Hey you, so on this video, damage to collector coins that destroys value. I'm going to be going over the types of damage that can absolutely obliterate any profit you would have seen on a collector coin should it pop up. I'll also go over maybe a fix if there are fixes, and just some options, and just options I've seen people and myself take on certain coins that get damaged. Now, I was originally asked by someone some time back now about platinum and whether it got milk spots. So to touch on that first, with a platinum coin in hand, this is the only platinum coins I currently own, and that's going to be these elephants. Now, with mine, I picked up a few of these. We saw the video some time ago. I'll get it open. After going over them, I picked up the one that I thought looked in the worst case. Now also, on this video here, I've got bad lighting, so you guys may pick up something I don't, so please let me know. But this is the overall condition of the platinum coin I've got. This is a collector coin approved, so it's been stamped a few times, pressed a few times, and now I'm about to commit the holy sin here and hold it on the outer rim. It's in good nick, I would say. Now, I wouldn't say platinum coins don't suffer from milk spots. I have seen, I believe it was Ikeo who showed one of the platinum bullion Queen's Beast coins some time ago, and the condition was horrendous. Now, it did suffer from something that looked like milk spots. I'm not sure if it was actually milk spots, but they can come in bad condition. As you can see from the condition of this is pretty decent. Well, I'd say it's very nice. I wouldn't have no issues selling this and putting it up as absolutely fantastic condition. But I wouldn't say a no. I don't collect enough platinum where it's been bullion and high premium where I've been able to easily write off and say no, you're not going to suffer from any problems. But only example I have seen in the past was from somebody else showing a coin, and it did show a bit of damage. But per se, milk spots, not that I've seen, and I haven't seen a lot online. But once again, it'd be fantastic if anybody can give an examples where they've had any types of milk spots pop up. So that would be focusing there on platinum, one of the metals I collect least. Now, getting on to the second metal, I would say, which comes with a lot less complications also, would be gold. Now, for myself, the only complications, as I get this out again, once again, a lot of background noise, Easter, so the kids are on play. The only complications I've suffered from gold, if it hasn't been some type of blemish or dink or scratch from the mint, something that can pop up is going to be the copper spots. Now, it's only been on my Libertad set that I've suffered this, and this is the only Libertad coins I own, funnily enough. But I recently did show my Hawking, my Stephen Hawking gold coin, which, come to find out under extreme magnification, it was a little copper spot that I thought was a ding. So the Mexican Mint ain't the only culprits, but I understand a lot of their stuff is rife with it. I mean, it pops up a lot, and I'll show you from the next coin how bad it can get. But outside of that, the plus side to something like this is that this problem can be resolved. You know, I understand if you put a hot flame to it, then, you know, I don't know what happens. They just pop off or something like that. Many have done that. I was close to doing that for myself on this set. You know, many scream no, send off to PCGS or NGC and get it conserved or, you know, fixed up. And with this set, I haven't really done a lot with it since owning it. You know, it's just sat there. It's not one I wanted to get graded. It's the only one I have in my collection, so I've had no issues just holding on to it. But if you look at that, I believe what people have done is if you put some, like one of those rapid flame lighters on it, it just pops them off. Literally, it's a simple process, depending if you're willing to take that. Normally I would, being the cowboy collector slash flipper I am, but on this set here, and it's my one and only, and I picked up around a good time at a decent price, I've just sat on it. Literally, I've just got it for the gold content and for what it is. It's the 2015 Libertad set, I believe I've got here. And that's the only problem. But once again, the plus side to that is that these can actually be fixed. So it's a problem that could pop up, but you're not going to see profits or any potential future profits get flushed down the drain. This is a fix that can happen. If you wanted to sell this on the secondary market, i.e. eBay, you could be in possession of it just like I am now. I can get it conserved, or I can do it myself. And if it shouldn't get any what we're talking now, hairline scratches on, or any, like, you know what I'm talking about, the blemishes or any dents or anything like that, then I wouldn't have a problem reselling this on and just leaving it as sold as new or whatever. Like, so I'm not exactly say I'll put a Bunsen burner to it, but these types of problems are the only ones I've come across with gold. Be fantastic to hear if anybody's had any other types of problems, and that's why I'm loving it a lot more these days. You know, any type of big massive problem that's going to essentially kill your profits can be fixed by yourself, being a cowboy, or sending it in. Now next I'm going to get to the big bad silver. So we've covered platinum, which was pretty simple, as I don't know many that stack it in bulk. There's not that many problems. The 5 ounces of platinum that I do have seem to be blemish free. If anything, it's going to be just mint manufacturer problems, whether that's a dink or they just haven't done it properly. When we're looking at gold, we've seen what we've seen. Yes, it's very common, especially with the Levitats, that you're going to be getting these copper spots that pop up. Now when we're talking about silver, now that's, you could easily pass it for gold if you didn't know the difference. Side by side, they practically identical in reflection, color, and all the likes of. It's a different story, and that I've come to the conclusion that mints really do not care when it comes to milk spots. That's the way I'm looking at it. Now this is a Diamond Jubilee Pied Fork coin that I picked up some time ago. This was picked up on the secondary market, so it could play a big role here. So it hasn't been under my care. So, you know, I put a lot of my coins with the, as you can see here, the silica gel tabs and the likes of. So I'll show the COA to somebody. I've showed this one off before, but if we look at the damage on this coin, now this has come from the Royal Mint. We all know, you know, depending on who you ask, they can be infamous for damage, but I don't know if you guys can see that properly, but there's a hazing all over the coin. Now this coin was picked up in fantastic condition, so it's gone on to get the damage that we can all see here. And I'll turn it on the other side. Now the bad thing about this is that it's on both sides. What's better than one queen? Two. And you can see the damage there. These are the kind of issues that pop up that I would say absolutely destroys profits. I know there is some form of a cleaning process, but when it's milk spots like that, and this is suffering from toning also, I'll get onto toning in a moment, you could find yourself in a spot of bother, because if you paid a high premium for this coin, I'll tell you, my course of action with this would be, if I was to sell it on something like eBay, take extreme detailed pictures and, you know, have the person or have the potential buyer take a heavy look, because it's sold as seen, but mention that it's not in the best of condition. When I said mints really don't care about milk spots, when it comes to milk spots, they don't. They sell the coins, and nowhere on their website will you see a mention of milk spots. I don't know if that's been a term they coined or stackers coined, milk spots, but these blemishes at a later date can potentially ruin your coin. You're not technically getting the same coin that you purchased, and this is a process that technically happens from the mint that you're left with. So it's a ticking time bomb. So it's one of these things you need to take into consideration. I didn't pick up this coin knowing that it turned out to be like this. Now it can be the capsule, because you can see the milk rim around this coin here. That can be due to maybe a capsule having some type of air gap, so it's just allowed some type of, I don't know, because you can see the tarnish in there. But this is really unacceptable. You know, we can see the outer rim on this also. The coin is technically damaged, so I have no problem really handling them like this. You can also see it's heavily milk spotted there also. So this is nothing new when we're talking about the Royal Mint, but I've heard a lot of people mention in the past that perf are, you know, impervious and that they're good as gold, but I'm going to show a lot more perf examples now. So with this, what did I end up doing? I ended up charging this one to the game. It's one of those coins where you can have it for the silver content. If the almighty day we're all waiting for, and we see spots shoot through the roof, it could be sold as scrap. As I mentioned, this was purchased on the secondary market at the time. I purchased a load of coins off of somebody on eBay, and it was their father's old collection, so I got somewhat of a good deal. But seeing how the bulk of them have turned out, was it really a good deal? And I've got a load of coins like this I may also try get up. I just didn't have them at arm's reach to show today, but it's a shame about that. It's a stunning coin. Then we get on to tarnishing, as just mentioned, also from the Royal Mint here. This is a bullion coin, so nothing to worry about. But with tarnishing and me in the past, I had a load of Lunar One coins that I done a trade with a dealer with. You see the tarnishing around the outer rim. Now I think this was intentionally tarnished, so I've left this out with in a capsule, and this one side's been encapsulated, and I left the other side exposed just for the sake of it, for the fun of it. Going back to the exchange with the dealer, I didn't notice that some of the Lunar One coins were tarnished. Now the dealer got back to me and mentioned that was the case, and you know, it was like a for me, but he also mentioned that it wouldn't be a problem because for a couple euros more they would put it through some type of tarnishing treatment that they use, or a company that they use. So tarnishing is not an issue, it can be removed. Now I know there's ways to do it. I believe it was the EZ dip or something like that, to do it at home yourself, depending on what type of coin it is. The ones I done the trade with at the time were BU also, so I've not seen it done on proof coin. It could be a lot more aggressive and maybe leave some type of abrasions on the coin, but let me know if you have done it. But it's not the end of the world, and it's something that rarely happens. The anti-tarnish straps or tabs do normally do their job well when you include these. So you know, there's twofold protection we use. We use the silica gel tabs, so I'll get into those in a sec, and the anti-tarnish straps. The anti-tarnish tabs are meant to prevent the tarnish, and they do work well. This was intentionally left out. When we're talking silica gel, it's not like they're being set out and having instructions on preventing milk spots. It's just something we do to remove as much moisture from the air or the little space we're using, so that we can take some measures or steps to prevent any types of milk spots. So tarnishing on your silver coins is not a biggie. One of the best ways to prevent it is exactly that, using these anti-tarnish strips or tabs. So not a massive problem there. Getting back to Perth, almighty big bad Perths. Now I've got loads of examples of Perth coins that are suffering bad, but I'll get into this one here. This was from the 2 ounce 12 coin sets. I purchased a load of spares from the dealer, and I believe it's up around this area here. I can't really see it too well, so I'm hoping you guys can see it and just let me know that you see it. I'm displaying it properly here. And at the time the dealer was selling these on discount. Surprise, surprise, should have been a big heads up there, but a few of them have spots. I'm trying to see if I can get that in good light. I really do hope you guys can see it, because I know it's around this area somewhere. Oops. And when you get it on a coin like this, it's pretty much game over, depending on how you want to sell it. Now, exceptions, it's a proof coin, so there's not a lot you can do. On the BU coin, I'll get into that in a moment. I've seen exceptions when we're talking something like the Lunar One coins. That was very, very rare. I've seen people be looking for a certain coin, and as mentioned, there's no real definition from the mints or dealers regarding milk spots. So you'll see someone advertising it on eBay, and they may use the computer generated image, or they may put the image up and not include the milk spot description, and it just may be such a hot coin. I've seen unboxings in the past where people have unboxed the coin. It was a very, very in demand, you know, hard to find coin, and it was riddled with milk spots on one side. That's just something they had to stomach. So if your coin falls into that category, which is going to be very, very rare now, and even if that was the case, you've got less people really pumping funds into collector coins, then it may be something you can avoid. This hasn't got riddled. I do have some coins that are actually riddled in milk spots, but this isn't one of them. But they're definitely there. That's going to affect resale. With the coin like this, once again, I'll have to charge this to the game. It's just a coin that has to sit on the sidelines. I think I could easily make my money back off this though, because it is a stunning piece. It's not very bad and in your face, like I'll show one in a moment here. If we look at something like this, this is a bullion coin, once again from the almighty Perth, one that many may have had. So they do happen. I would say it is pot luck. With Perth, they may take that extra step or go the extra mile that prevents them from happening, but then you get something like Shazam. Look at that. Now, this came from a sealed roll at the time that I was doing an unboxing of at the time, so I think I was showing people the videos at the time. I've got the video somewhere of these, and I just popped this out. So it goes to show, sealed or unsealed, if your coin's infected, it's like an incubation period. You don't know when it's going to pop up. It could be the same week. It tends to normally be once it's been in your possession for some time. That roll was sitting in a box, a Tupperware box with anti-tarnish strips and, you know, silica gel tabs, and nothing saved it from coming on. So you get something as harsh as that, you get a spot as bad as that, there's not really a lot you can do. But as someone mentioned to me in the past, on a bullion coin there could be some type of saving grace here. If you wanted to resell this, the option and the solution to something as harsh and aggressive as this is putting on a razor to it. So taking a rubber and just rubbing it out. On the polished side, it may not leave no massive abrasions, it may not leave no signs that you actually took that course of action, and it will clean it straight up. It's not a proof coin, it's a lot of matte on this coin, so it may just literally blend in to the point where you won't even need to say you've done it. A lot of people wouldn't, it just is what it is. But who knows, I've kept this one here just as, you know, a sign and a show off and a show and tell piece that perf ain't impervious. You know, I did show the dragons and a few other bullion coins, so they do get massive spots. I think it's something all mints suffer from. I know the worst offender, you know, Canadian Mint had mentioned that they'd now released, I think it was Maples, that no longer spotted up, but I didn't stick around to find out whether that was the case. I doubt many did. They're the only ones that have seriously addressed it, but as I mentioned, nobody's really came along and said they started picking them up, and to date they haven't spotted. I don't think nobody really paid attention, and it'd be a lot more and have a lot more impact if someone like the US Mint, Royal Mint or Perth Mint addressed it and then said they've taken active measures. But it's definitely something out there. But on a BU, you have the options of using the eraser depending on the piece. Of course, it's bought at a low premium. It can be an in-demand piece. I believe these are still somewhat in demand. The half-ounce Tigers, purchased again on an unboxing, one of my early unboxings, for a fantastic price. But you have options to rub them out. So, you know, is your profits or foreseeable profits obliterated should something like this pop up, you know, a big white eye? Yes and no, depending on how you want to take the course of action from there. Looking at another Perth Mint piece I picked up some time ago, just picked up from a dealer. Just happy I found it at the time. It was 2014 Wedge-tail Eagle. It was the 5-ounce variant, real chunky monkey. And then we have the offenders right there, boom boom. So that once again obliterated any types of profits or sale I could have made on this. And I'll see if I can get this capsule open, because I think all down the rim we even have it. So it's also a massive telltale sign that you've got a real problem coin when you can look down the rim or the reeded edges and you can see a lot of melt down there. For sure we can see it. If you guys can see all down there. Yep, got that in good light. So you can see all that. I've been asked also on whether if a coin has something like this and not on the reverse or the obverse, what's the chances? Well, it normally doesn't just end there. It can normally travel on, but I wouldn't know really, to be honest with you. I just know a lot of the coins I've seen where they are on the outer rim tend to usually go on to the face at some point in time. So this was a very it was a in the middle type of coin already. You know, a lot of the 5 ounces and the high relief concaved ones were real exclusive pieces. The mintage at the time, I don't know what the mintage was on this piece here, got to really find out. So they didn't take off massively. There was more deep character pieces, so it wasn't a fantastic pickup for flipping. With something like this, where are my profits, where am I? I've had to charge it to the game once again. I could sell these pieces to, you know, contacts and make them aware of it, and they are stunning pieces still. And for many, I've heard people say if they're not intending to grade the coin and they want to hold on to them, then something as minute as that little spot there, and we're looking this around there, if you guys can see that I can't exactly get the best capsule off, is not that bad. It's not so in your face like the spot we have here, but you know, like I say, I've held on to it. The spot popped up. It wasn't spotted when I purchased it, and then it popped up at a later date. So I've had to knock it on the head. I wouldn't want to put this on the secondary market. Anybody I did sell this to, I'd want to make aware of. So it'd be a lot easier if it was just a friend of a friend or a close contact and made this clear. But I don't want to take a big loss on it. I didn't pay a massive premium for this at the time, so which is also another benefit. But it's something like that. Once again, it's, for me, it's to date, any potential profits in that have technically gone. It's been obliterated due to something popping up that wasn't there at the time of purchase, or I wasn't made aware of at the time of purchase. So these are things you definitely need to look out for. Once again, from the infamous Perth, this is a spot that just seemed to pop up on a lot of the coins I saw, even on videos of people that also had the coin. You can see this spot, if it sinks in time, it's around here, this area here. Now I saw somebody else do a video, I believe it was Rocks, and he had the same milk smudge. Now whether it was just the planchets and how they used them and how these were made, or just the way they was pressed, this is also a 1 ounce high relief concave piece. You can see around the edges also, the outer rim, it's also got some milking around the outer rim, you can see that. So another one that is just plagued by spots, and another Perth Mint special. I know I can't really see anything here, but if you guys can see anything, let me know. Another one at the time I picked up with intentions of flipping. It was a hot design, you know, it was talk of the town, the barbed, you know, like the 2008. With that there was no chance I'll be able to flip this on eBay. So once again, it would either be a close contact, you know, make them very aware of what they was getting, maybe try break even or just a little loss. But it's not something I was going to be able to sell on the secondary market for a massive gain. But this could also turn out to be a, you know, what hasn't worked for me in the long run. As mentioned, one of the best moves I'd done was getting rid of the 2 ounce 12 coin set. I mean, for me, and that's what this coin came out of, I saw where a lot of these coins were going early, you know, and you know, you got those that say, well, let's wait when the market picks up, whether it's collect the coin market picks up and people want to backtrack. But I don't think there'll be enough people that'll be that interested, especially if you're asking a premium. I think right now, if you could break even on those sets, it would be the best thing to do. I had a load of the sets at the time I displayed. So getting into another coin, a situation like this, this type of damage, and there's no saving you. Now this is a counterfeit Chinese panda coin of 2008. As you can see here, I've done a video of these showing them on the precious metal verification machine. This was just left out raw, also sitting not too far from the Britannia coin, and as you can see, it's just gone on to just raw, where I don't know what metal that is underneath. I'm not a panda collector. These wasn't at a loss to me. As I mentioned in the video when I first showed these, I purchased these off somebody that actually went on to find out that they had a load of fakes from a date run that they had purchased. So I got these at a great price. I did want to sell them on, but I thought I'd just keep what I had. So if you pick up a fake, now funny enough, it being a panda should be some type of a sign, then you can kiss your profits or any potential profits goodbye. And that's the dangers of picking up one of these. And this is the type of damage you've got to look forward to. So the last thing you want is to think you're holding on to silver and then it turns out to rust away like this. So this is a dangerous sign. For all you panda connoisseurs taking a look at this, maybe you can see something that would have been a telltale sign. I've been asked if I can do close up, so this is as close as I can get for now. So picking up a fake coin, kiss your profits goodbye, kiss your initial investment goodbye. It's game over from there. Getting on to the last example of a coin that I picked up that had milk spots, but funnily enough didn't cause a massive issue. Would be something like this. A long time ago, the early days when I was picking up a lot of this collector coins, a dealer had offered me these sets. I picked up about 5 of these at the time, and now I know why he offered them to me. It wasn't at the dirt cheap price, but it was a great price. And these are the gilded sets, I believe. Let me see now. Yeah, so it's the silver typeset collection, and this is when you get all variants of the coin. So you'll get the gold gilded, the proof, the BU, and the coloured. Now, one thing I found with these, as mentioned, I don't really show a lot of these types of coins on my channel. I'm not massive on a lot of Album Mint coloured coins, is that I had no issues selling these. That's when I've been mentioning selling them to a contact or a friend or someone close by, because what I found with these is, one, it was from the early releases. Now, whether they knew that or not, it wasn't a massive thing. I believe there's damage on this. I'm not sure I can go through all of them to find them. But the ones that I did sell did have some type of spots on the coin side. Now, what I found is people didn't really mind or wasn't really fussed, because it wasn't that they was going to backtrack and pick up all the coins. In that, what they had done is they was picking up a coin set where they had 4 different variants of the same coin, so that wasn't an issue. So they was more than happy to take this set as is. As I mentioned, I had about 5 of these sets at the time. I'm down to my last 2. I haven't actively been pushing these out for sale, but this is the BU variant here. So that's, like I mentioned, on a lot of the Lunar One coins, you're going to be finding them heavily spotted. And I know some people don't really go over their coins. They may just take a soft glance. You know, if you wear glasses, not being offensive, you may want to really get the magnifying glass out and go over them, because you may be missing a load of damages or imperfections that you're overlooking. If you're not going to be selling at no point, that's not a problem, but you do want to know that the coin you have is in good condition, either or. I can see a little bit of an imperfection there, but like I said, selling these at the time, I believe I had some of the free coin sets also, wasn't an issue because they was getting some type of variance. So that may be, you know, a point to look out for if you've got a set like this, or this if you're picking up coins in the long run. Getting something like this where somebody picking up gets more, you know, spice for their price or something like that. Once again, with the Lunar Ones, I've seen it not be an issue for people in the long run. So these are just examples of the types of damage that can go on to really kill any potential profits should you come across them at a later date. The only ones that can really be, you know, fixed would be something like the copper spots on the gold. That's the biggest problem that I know of to date. And then toning on the silver. If you're talking one of the other metals, which is platinum, my own self, I've seen no issues on them, but I do know that they do come with problems. So I wouldn't say, you know, they're problem free. But when you're talking, you know, the silver itself, it comes with a variety of problems, and these are problems that mints are not willing to acknowledge or accept. So buyer beware. If it's on a proof, you could be in a spot of bother. You know, I have more than enough examples here where I've had to just charge it to the game. So we're looking at the 2 ounce proofs there, proof there, 5 ounce proof, and I could pull out many more if I had to. On something like the BU, there are ways for me to fix that, you know, just putting a rubber on or a razor to that, and then, you know, I could go on and sell that. But whether they're coming from a sealed roll or not, or whether it's coming from purple or not, you're not guaranteed to have an issue-free coin. So it'd be fantastic to know if you've got any type of damage that you know about on coins that could potentially obliterate any potential profits at a later date, or any coins that you've had that went on to turn out to be duds or just didn't really work out once any type of imperfection popped up. So hate or love it, guys. Go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.